Let's wrap up our work on the villain's head. So what we're looking to add is a sense of follow through and weight. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll grab our layers and let's show our controls as well as the don't select layer. Alright, so getting started, as she falls in, as of right now she's anticipating the fall. You can see how her neck starts to rotate up before she touches the floor. So here's what we'll do on frame 29. Let's go ahead and grab the neck and rotate that down, and we'll bring the head up just a little bit in the Z-axis. And now on frame 28, let's go back to the neck control and just bring that down. So the head hits first, and then the back immediately follows. Great. Alright, so now we need to work on follow through and weight here. So taking a look at each pose, as she rolls over, we need to make sure that she keeps her head on the floor when that happens. So I might add an in-between on 38. With the neck selected, we'll just go in and drag that down to show weight. We can do the same thing on 39. Let's go ahead and rotate the neck down. So here you can see we're nearly animating frame by frame to have this happen. But sometimes we need to do that. So I've just added a keyframe on 37 as well, just to keep the head down. And I might bring it down a little bit more on 40. Okay. That's looking good. We can go ahead and play this back. All right, beautiful. So now we need to add some follow through, a bit of drag in the character's head, and then we can finish by adding offsets with the neck control. So let's go ahead and start with the Z-axis. She rolls over. Let's have the momentum of the head continue forward just a few frames. At about 42, we'll go ahead and rotate the head forward. Then a few frames after that. Thinking about the weight here, we don't want it coming back too fast, so on about 49, I'm going to rotate it back. Great, and then 50, we'll bring it forward, but not much. Maybe a little bit more so it's noticeable. Okay, great. So at this point, again, we can go ahead and play this back. Very nice. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and work on the X-axis next. So we could have the head drag as she rolls over. I'll move over to the curve editor. And we'll get right to work. So let's take a close look at this so we set the right keyframes. So as she starts to roll over here, I'd say on about 39, we can go ahead and rotate her head back. I'll go ahead and grab the key on 40, bring that to 39, and we could bring this up. I'll also check to make sure interactive update is enabled. It's much more convenient to animate with that on. And now as she finally rolls over, we need to have some follow through here where the head rotates down. Let's have that happen on 42. We'll just drag this key we have on that frame and bring it down. Let's see how that looks. So there's a little bit of drag when she rolls over. Might help to play back the animation. Okay, great. I'd almost like to delay that a little bit more. Let's go back to the x-axis. And we'll grab the keys on 42 and 39, and let's go ahead and drag them down 2 frames. A quick tip, if you would like to move them without offsetting your value, you could always use a very simple expression in the value field. That's going to be n plus 2. Oh, actually that would need to happen in the frame field. So that's going to be, again, n plus 2. And you can see that now we have shifted them over 2 frames. Okay, I think I like the weight. Let's go ahead and play this back just to make sure. Beautiful. It's looking very nice. All right, let's go ahead and continue. We're just about done here. Go back to our curve editor, taking a look at the x-axis. You can see how the head rotates back up very nicely when we get to 49. So I'd like to keep that key there and just drop the key on 55, just bringing the head down a bit, but not as much. It's gradually coming to a stop. Let's see how this looks when we play it back. Very nice. So we have this really cool head jiggle. All right, well, I'd say that about does it for the x-axis. For the y-axis, we would only use that to check and make sure the head is not going through the floor. So for example, on 44, we can just bring the head up in the y-axis here. And slightly on 55, our last frame. But other than that, we're good to go. This looks very amazing. Great. Well, let's say we go ahead and loosen up the neck a bit. So taking a look here. Again, we'll have this follow through by having the neck rotate forward just a little bit. Let's say on 44, we just bring it forward in the x-axis. A few frames after that, on about 52, we can go ahead and bring it back. Then on 55, forward very slightly. Let's hit play. Beautiful. Okay, so guess what? We have finished animating the villain's head. We're making great progress, and we don't have much to do. So at this point, what we'll now do is start to polish each limb one at a time. All right, so we'll, in the next lesson, focus on the right leg.